Daystate Airstream silencers for air rifles. As you see, this is a very small Daystate silencer, the smallest one I've got. When I used it and tried it out against the other Daystates, I was very impressed with this. I used it on a PH6 in 177 caliber and I was very impressed with the performance. Unfortunately, I can't take the end caps off. They just simply won't unscrew. I can't see what's inside. But for the money, this one seems an excellent silencer. This Daystate Airstream is the carbon fibre finish one. Nice lightweight material used on the outside, and the muzzle end cap, it's hollowed out, as you can see there, and forms some sort of an expansion chamber. Inside the carbon fibre Daystate silencer there are hair curlers. These are the Velcro type. A little bit on the outside, they're a little bit sticky, little hair sticking out, but inside just a normal sort of hair curler effect. The Velcro on the outside helps to grip the felt. Either side of the short middle hair curler are two baffles, just plain washer type baffles. The exit end hair curler slightly longer than the first one. Not all that much difference, but in some of the silencers, such as the wire arc that uses a similar setup, these are equal length, whereas you see here the exit one is slightly longer. That's what you find inside the carbon fibre Airstream. You will note perhaps the reason why there's only half the felt covering it. The end cap that attaches to the muzzle of the rifle, it's hollow inside, forms some sort of expansion chamber. The hair curler fits into there, and that accounts for why there's only partial covering of felt, whereas the wire arc one, it's a flat on the end there for the muzzle end, and so none of this is pushed inside an end cap like this, so they're able to have the full amount of felt. So that is part of the reason why there's only part covering of felt on this particular silencer. This one is the metal Airstream. Metal end caps, both ends, and a metal tube. This end cap for the muzzle is attached with a grub screw. This one is a screw-on fit, very easy to clean. All you do is unscrew the end cap and out come the baffles. Inside, quite simple components. There are two springs, and these slide inside this aluminium tube that's inside the foam there. So there's two springs altogether, an aluminium tube full of holes as you see, and surrounding the tube is foam. Not felt, but actual foam material, and this fully covers the aluminium tube with the holes in. Inside, for the expansion chamber, there's a simple aluminium tube. Behind that goes a simple baffle washer, and then the aluminium tube with the holes in goes behind that. So the air enters the expansion chamber, is restricted by the washer there, the baffle, and then goes through the aluminium tube with the holes and the springs inside. And the idea is, with the foam outside it, it slows down the rate of the air exiting the end. As you can see from this expansion chamber tube is slightly shorter than this one. This particular silencer baffle is from an earlier Daystate Airstream metal version. As you can see, the outer material was some sort of I wouldn't call it foam, more like a rubbery material, and there's rust in it. You can see the rust spots corresponding to the circles in the aluminium tube, the holes. Inside there's a series of springs with small baffles inside, and the springs inside have rusted. Not very much, but just enough to jam them up inside. I've only managed to get one out, and that was covered in rust, but all the others are firmly stuck. The interesting part to me though is on this particular silencer, after the expansion tube, instead of being a plain washer with a hole in the centre, there's a series of holes to let the air escape and enter the chamber where you got the foam, the felt, the rubber, whatever material I'm using. The air from the expansion chamber comes into the padded material and slows down the rate of air. Almost defeats the object by having holes in it, so that air is rushing through from the expansion chamber over the foam and also going through the main long tube and coming into that sort of area as well. I don't know if you can quite see it from there, but there's inside the expansion tube there is a cone there, an air stripper sort of effect, which diverts the air in the blast chamber to those little holes. Inside that tube there's a series of springs and small washers like that to act as baffles. These are actually Logan springs and baffles, and I've tried them in the Daystate, and these are too large, so the dimensions are quite different, but the idea, the basic layout is fairly similar. This Daystate Airstream is quite similar to many. Carbon fibre outer shell, muzzle end cap there. It's dished inwards. To me that surprises me. I thought it would reduce the internal volume, but in actual fact this is an over barrel sort. The thread to attach to the barrel is approximately here. This part is a rearward facing expansion chamber and a series of baffles along there. I can remove the muzzle end cap, but unfortunately I can't undo that one, so I can't find out what's inside for baffles. This is quite a large diameter end cap there. Originally it's screwed in there and you just simply slide it over the barrel and screw it on. This, for my barrels, is a little bit too large. You get a rough idea the size of it by my thumbnails. But it's quite simple to just make up some sort of a spacer and make up the diameter that you want. Put it over your barrel and assemble it. Otherwise, with the diameter you got there, if your barrel is much narrower, you'll get the blast of air coming back directed towards you. And so you won't also benefit from the noise reduction, it'll all come out back towards you. But it's a nice idea. If you think of the thread there to attach to the barrel, it's about there. It'll only increase the length of the rifle by a few inches. And you still get that sort of length for actual silencer performance. Bearing in mind though, the barrel up the middle will reduce the internal space. But it's certainly a design worth considering.